Welcome to Real Estate with Gwen Price, and we're talking about the market update again, a monthly market update, and I'm with Lana Watier, my broker of record, and Trina Tallon, a mortgage agent with Neighbourhood Dominion Lending. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
On this sunny Friday.
Tyler, I know I am. This spring's my favorite time of year, so I hope this is a lot of snow's left us, and I hope it just keeps going and we don't get any more, because I want to get out in the yard and do stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we've been
I agree.
some interesting times, and I'll just go over briefly some of the things that people might not be aware of, but everybody knows last year it peaked in March. And then of course we dropped, and in December it bottomed. That was our bottom, and now it has started to go back up. We're not back to where we were in March, but we're almost halfway back to where we were. So, and with what's been going on, there's a lot of activity, especially I find under 400,000, because I find that's lots of first-time buyers still trying to get in the market, and investors looking at Sudbury as a good place to put their money. So just briefly, the listings are down about 18% from last year. Sales are down about 25%, but the average sale price is just down by 13%, and that is significant. But like I say, for the last one's headed back up. So that gap is going to close. But part of the reason there's so much activity on these listings is the listings are down. There's not enough out there for people to choose from. And
it's still supply and demand, right? Regardless of what the interest rates are and all that kind of stuff, it's still supply and demand. And there are a lot of first-time buyers, a lot of buyers out there in general. And I think we're seeing things a little bit back to normal, where there's some negotiation time this time around, and not everything is selling for asking price. People are able to put their conditions in their offers, do their due diligence, do their financing, have their home inspections done. But yeah, there is still a lack of inventory, so it is still a good time to sell. Absolutely.
Well, and when I look and see what the ratio, how high are people going, last year it was about 115% of what something would sell for. This year it's 99%. In some areas it might be 100, 101, but we're not seeing, even when there's multiple offers, there are still some going well over, but some are going closer to the asking, or just over. They might be going 20,000 over. So, and even with multiple, they're putting those conditions in too. I have seen some where there wasn't, but typically that's in a lower price range, and it's an investor. I saw one that needed lots of work kind of thing. They had a bunch of multiple offers, but I guarantee you that was an investor going to fix that up and either flip it or put some people rentals, because that's still a problem too, the rental situation. But yeah, so Sudbury's doing okay. We're not still, again, we always say that we're not what's going on in Toronto, not what's going on in Ottawa, but I think overall, probably right across the country, we're starting to see a rebound in prices again.
Yeah, I think so. And with the good weather, the nice weather we've had, that brings out a lot of people that restart their searches and things like that. Everybody wants to get outside and move around and stuff like that. So that's another big kicker for the market, right?
Yeah. So Trina, tell us about mortgage. What's going on in your world?
Well, it's definitely supply and demand, because we are still in a major housing shortage. With over 500,000 immigrants coming into the country every year, we can't keep up with building homes and getting, the government's talking now about relaxing rules about adding second units to properties, and all kinds of interesting things are happening. So we'll see what goes on with all of that.
Well, and I actually just did an interview with a structural engineer talking about those secondary units. And in fact, I learned something, that they're allowing a third unit if if the property can allow that. So that's an interesting development too, and it's partly to address that shortage of where are people going to go?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was just at a conference, and there was the CEOs of 5 Canadian banks that gave a talk. And, you know, they talked about everything on the planet, but key takeaways, and also our chief economist, Dr. Sherry Cooper, gave a long talk. And it's interesting to listen to what they all have to say, because they all do believe that, you know, fixed rates are definitely going to come down. In December, we were up around like either between 5.19 and 5.69 for a 5-year fixed for someone purchasing with less than 20% down. We're in like the 4.59 range right now with it. So that's a pretty good decrease since December. I'm pretty happy with that. They're talking about being down in the mid to low 3s, probably in a year to year and a half again. What a lot of folks don't understand is that the lower the interest rate, the worse our economy is. And with super low rates, it's not really a good thing for our economy. So at this point, and again, I'll give the example of when I bought my house in 2019, my rate was 3.89. So with everything that's happened, and with inflation, which has come down a lot, but it's still not where they want it to be, we're doing pretty good with rates. So a lot of people, I'm seeing more of an uptick in the 5-year fixed right now. For a few months, I was putting my foot down and saying, no, I'm only doing a max of 2 or 3 year, just because of the fact that the 5-year, you guys know me, I'm not a huge fan of the 5-year fixed period.
No.
But I still have clients going variable right now because they're in a position where they have to renew, or they're purchasing, or they're doing a refinance and they're going with the variable rate, hedging that the fixed rates are going to come down even more, and then they can lock into a lower fixed rate. And they're just taking that variable rate for now to get them through to when the fixed rates come down again.
Yeah.
The Bank of Canada held the prime rate for the last 2 announcements. Some people are saying that they're going to hold for the year. Others are saying there's a potential it could go up again. Others are saying it could go down again. We really have no idea what's going to happen, because we don't know what's going to happen in the world economy, right? And our economy, and some are saying recession, and others are saying we're not going into a recession, and nobody really knows. And I think that people just like to talk.
Yeah. They like to talk about the economy and prices, things like that. Yeah, it's this whole you know, affordability for some people. It's hard. It's very hard. But I do find that there's a lot of that's why I mentioned the secondary units that you were talking about too, because that may be a way that can help seniors in particular, because I keep dealing with seniors and always asking, where are you going? And some of them just haven't realized until they start looking how difficult it is. And when you're talking $4,000, $5,000 a month for a retirement home, maybe it's more affordable to do something with a family member. Either a young couple help, you know, buy the house together or something. Like there's so I like, to me, the secondary unit, maybe now that you could get a 3rd unit in, possibly that might be the answer for some people. It's not going to be for everybody, for sure, but yeah, we have to look at alternative ways of getting people into, you know, a house or apartment or something. What are we going to do with all these people?
Yeah, I think a little bit of creative housing solutions will definitely help a few people. And if seniors can stay in their home, then, you know, by creating a little bit of extra income in a rental unit, then that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I've had quite a few clients this year that are buying their parents' houses, and their parents are moving into the kids' existing houses.
Oh.
And paying the kids rent.
Oh.
You got to pay to live somewhere.
Okay, this works.
Because usually it's the other way around. Usually it's the parents buying a place for the kids to live.
Exactly. Well, and so I guess a lot of parents, like once the kids leave, they're in these big houses
Mhm.
and they
Yeah.
decide that they don't want them anymore, but the kids do want them, so they're buying them, which doesn't help, you know, supply and demand for everyone else, but it's been an interesting and creative way of finding a house, I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah,
this year.
that's one way to do it. That's not a bad thing, though.
No, not at
Get
all.
asked all the time about slab on grade houses, and they are building more of them, but there's not enough. And of course, now new construction is becoming more costly, so people are always surprised by what, when they bought their house back in the day and had it built, it was a lot less than what it is now. But that's in demand, to have that easy access to your home, because mobility issues become, no matter how long you live, someday you're going to have problems, and if you can get one built to help you adjust as you get older, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We do need more ground level slab on grade type of housing for sure. There's a lot of, not just the senior demographic, but there's a lot of people that would prefer that. Yeah.
Do I need a basement for it? Because really it's almost like living in an apartment, except you've got a yard and you've got a garage, which for a lot of people is but yeah, I mean, it wasn't that many years ago, it was a really tough sell with slab on grade, because Siberians typically wanted a base, where's my basement? You know, but now again, as time progresses, you see, that's what you see in Florida, a lot of houses that are, you know, built that way because basically they're kind of floating. And you know, so it's and construction techniques have definitely improved over the years from what we would have had to deal with before. So no, slab on grade are a great choice for a lot of people for different reasons. Yeah. So what else, Trina? Anything else looming?
Well, the first time home buyers savings account.
What for you?
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure Friday afternoons are a good idea for these chats.
Kind of worn out after the end of this week.
Oh, which is a new TFSA program for first-time home buyers. So a number of the banks are not quite set up yet to open the TFSAs, but they will be by sometime in the summertime. Basically, you have to be Canadian, you have to be 18 years of age or older, you can deposit up to $8,000 maximum per year. If you deposit less this year and you want to carry forward to next year, that's fine. But it is maxed out at 8,000 per year. So it's not like a regular TFSA where if you haven't contributed ever, all of a sudden you can dump in 55,000. That's not how it works. It's capped at $8,000 per year. You are able to claim an income tax deduction. If you do not buy a house, you can roll it into an RSP. You can contribute up to $40,000 of it. How it's different than the home buyers plan, which a lot of people think, which is the RSP plan. A lot of people think it's a first-time home buyers plan. It's not anymore, and it hasn't been for years. The home buyers plan is for anyone who hasn't owned a home in 4 years or lived with someone who owned a home in 4 years, and they want to use their RSPs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's the difference between the two. It's a nice, you know, little tool because it still gives you your tax deduction, but that's why you can't, if you decide not to buy a home, you can't pull it back out and use it to go buy a car. You have to roll it into retirement savings.
Yes.
So we'll see how that program rolls out. They haven't told us that the money has to be in the account for a certain period of time, like it does with the home buyers plan. That hasn't come out yet. I'm not 100% sure if they have all of the details ironed out yet, because initially it was very different than what I'm seeing right now that they activated on April 1st. So, but just another little tool for people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Well,
I
it might
think
help
so.
somebody, right? May not be everybody, but it might help somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really good. Other than that, we're just kind of watching what rates are doing, but it is a little quieter in the mortgage world than it was in 2021 and a little quieter than last year, but I'm feeling more like it was when we were in 2019 from a volume basis for me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I'm quite happy about and good with.
That's good.
Because you
Well,
can take the time to talk more, but with clients and things, right? And it's not as
Well,
like,
Yeah. Not
Oh my
such a
God.
panic.
exactly.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, well, it's like I say, I love this weather, and I think a lot of people, it puts them in more of a positive frame of mind, and let's go look at houses and see what's out there. But yeah, I mean, like I say, that inventory, there may be more come on, as we get out of this snow and people start to list again, maybe we might see that help ease the situation. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if our upward trend with prices continues, and we just
You never know. Anything can happen.
That's right.
happens, right? Whatever gets thrown at us, we got to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. I think that's great. And like I say, there's lots of positive things happening, and I try to stay away from the negative. Sometimes it
Yeah.
just gets thrown in your face on Facebook.
Yeah, stay off Facebook, get outside and enjoy this nice sunny weather
Yeah.
while we've got it. Take advantage.
Exactly. That's my
well,
plan.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
I know I didn't go do my urban polling today, but I did yesterday, and it was quite warm doing that in the morning. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get in shape because I'm hoping I can go to Ireland and hike the Wicklow Trail. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be great.
awesome.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, well, except my sister sent me the first thing she sent me was 20 kilometers the first day, and I said I don't think so.
That's a hike.
The end of my trip. Anyway, well, enjoy your weekend, ladies. It looks like it's going to be still beautiful weather, and I'm going to take it when it comes our way.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Have a super weekend. Take
Yeah.
Have a
care.
good weekend.
Okay.